Italy is 2-4. Belgium is 2-4. If Logix pops off, chat, Belgium's probably gonna win again. That's all I'm gonna say.
Italy looking to go with a dive composition with a mercy-pocketed Sojourn.
I had to type down and everything. I just didn't hit enter.
I mean, it's interesting on both
we'll see.
sides.
Appreciate the massive prime subs
so far, definitely not a very typical Ruins composition. I mean, the mercy
Yo, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Yo, yo!
Sojourn can do quite a bit of damage to the Orisa over on Belgium's side, and I'm just curious.
Dead
if
Bedrock.
This
Appreciate the massive prime sub.
Them being serious or them being funny.
Now, the only thing in Ruins right now is about to be my predictions for this match, because I'm predicting
why is Belgium running a Torb now?
Forward here, but Rajan already being forced back. There's a lot of
they probably thought they were going to run Sombra
abilities on the side of Belgium, mostly just Shira with the right clicks there, but Logic taking down
what
Chimera,
a shot!
And a huge
what a
return
shot
from Yukino.
Yeah, Yukino finding Podanova, lots of burst healing, now staved away from Belgium's squad, but they still have a lot of control over this point, getting that first capture and already flipping it over as soon as the point unlocked, and now they're kind of letting the Skytour kind of dance around that far side, around the pillar, and the turret is also going to allow them to get a lot of extra damage down as well.
A big nade from Mikan there, and I mean, that's going to be Italy's opportunity to try and go in here, but a Javelin going to go ahead and make it a little difficult for Rajan. Logic's going to fall. Another rail shot from Yukino.
Bro!
Yeah, that was
that's not my stream. That's not my stream. That's not my stream.
And Yukino is just going to help finish things off with Chimera at the side. Lots of picks swinging into Italy's direction. A full wipe nearly. And Belgium going to go ahead and regroup. Now Italy have ultimates online though. Podanova has not been really keeping pace with Mikan's ultimate build-up. There is a really strong support ultimate lineup in Italy right now.
Well, I mean, that old percentage might be because there was some wholesale swaps from the side of Belgium. Podanova over on the Ana and gets deleted.
Nah, this ain't real, bro. This ain't real. This ain't real, bro.
Oh
sorry, chat. I gotta refresh this shit. Nah, this ain't real.
Then Twilight, I don't know if I would go that far, but definitely making a case for showing that he's pretty damn good.
Yeah, this was an incredibly dominant fight from Italy. Obviously, Belgium not having the ult charge, and Italy didn't really expend much in that fight either, just Mikan going for the nano. But other than that, it still felt very, very dominant. Chimera going to stick Chaba, take down that Brigitte, and the rest of the backline from Belgium is done for after the Brigade goes down. There's not a lot to be done. Chaba spamming a few question marks in chat, probably wondering how
this looks bad, bro. Italy's fucking
really
spawn camping, bro. I don't like it. Come on, Belgium. Waffles are better than pasta, man.
Like, you can try and force positioning with it, put it on point, and threaten the bob cap. You can also force a lot of positioning by just doing damage and jumping up on top of the high ground with the cleave, but that's not going to be quite enough as Italy scatter, and they've weathered the storm so far.
They also have that Valkyrie up, which is going to give them that little bit of extra chain healing. However, Belgium will flip point. Okay, there was no contest there, and Shira is actually able to flip it over. The anti-health on Shira going to make it a little bit more difficult, but the Bob comes through from Belgium. Logic finding a lot of value with that Bob. Rajan not having anywhere to go, nowhere to hide from the man in the bowler hat.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting Shira to actually like force the point and then the Bob.
Consistency, man, consistency.
What actually happened there. I guess that makes more sense than Bob being the one to flip the point. But regardless, I mean, Belgium are able to do it, only investing the Bob, so they have
3 subs away from 69
to try
again.
and match
Nice.
Italy's percentage here.
W.
Italy looking good with the nano boost onto Skytour. Now looking for the dive onto Mikan. Mikan not being that strong of a backline since Keikomi is going to be attached to some other players. But Keikomi comes in with the res for Yukino after they put through a lot of work to take down the Sojourn. The overclock does come through, but Yukino still being contested heavily. Skytour finally taking down Yukino once again, and now going for Mikan. The rest of the backline.
Wow,
is in
now
dire
Belgium's
straits.
at the enemy team spawn. This is a crazy game, bro. Both teams are fucking doing really well against each other.
A great nano to start things off for Podanova.
90% Belgium. They know if they stay aggressive here, it's going to be so difficult for Italy to even get to the point. Rajan's probably just going to have to go ahead and make a Hail Mary leap forward, but the backline's under so much pressure, he might not be able to do it safely.
No
and he doesn't
way.
do it at all, actually. No one touches, and Belgium just walk away with Ruins. Interesting.
Okay, well, I mean, Belgium.
Wait, maybe I've never had good waffles because my experience with them has been kind of average. Yo, bro, waffles are fucking amazing. Have you never had chicken and waffles?
In the way that they were
or like brunch?
And getting very good aggressive positioning as well. But then they just weren't able to touch after Belgium flipped the point by sneaking past them with a tracer. Now headed on to the next map though, Shira, we're going to see that coveted far.
Asta does not clear.
And something else I do kind of want to point out, by the way, is
bro.
Belgium, part of the reason that Shira is in is because their other DPS player, Ken, is not currently available to play, so Shira does have to come in here, and we've seen Shira mostly feel confident and comfortable on the Pharah. We didn't see it on Ruins because there's too much threat of hit scan, so you can't really get away with the Pharah quite as easily as you could on a map like, say, Lighthouse. So that's why we're going to see Belgium making the swaps to that here, a little bit more of a comfort pick, and similarly, that's why we're going to see Yukino on the Ashe to try and put that pressure on and not let Shira exist for free.
Yeah, the Ashe is definitely a good counter to the Pharah stylistically. SkyTour going down early, though. There's no way they're going to be able to get that first capture. Mikan finding SkyTour with the help of a good anti-nade. And Italy taking first cap this time, and hopefully they'll be able to hold on to it from what we've seen from their defensive hold so far.
I can't stress this enough. Mikan is a main support player. He's known for Lucio. You know, you saw Lucio in the graphic. Italy are coming out here with 2 Lucios. They have been flexing over to flex support, and he's looking like a really, really solid Ana, especially for like this middle of the pack kind of area. Definitely feels like he's getting the better of Potanova, getting bigger nades, being in better positions. Big sleep there on to SkyTour, but there's just a lot of follow-up. Can they find the kill?
Ooh, Logix tried to find something there. He's able to get Yukino before going down, but Shira's just going to clean things up. Kind of been a sleeper for the first part of this map and not really paying too much attention to the Pharah.
Yoda! I appreciate the massive new tier 1 sub, my friend. That means one more, chat. That means that was 68.
And it looked like everybody was trying to focus on bursting down SkyTour, though. They all just turned to try and help Mikan there.
We need one more.
They just kind of forgot about Shira in the sky pumping in damage through the windows, and it's like, hey, I'm here too. Like,
69.
Deal with me, please. Contest me. But they just don't, so Belgium able to put the point there. Only 35% for Italy, which is not nothing, but when you look at Belgium's ult bank, you gotta expect
says you're his favorite.
You kind of wish you had a little more.
I appreciate the massive new Prime sub, and it sucks. Appreciate the massive get the sub.
Mikan's going to be the first with the nano boost here, but oh, there's
almost
a huge stick there from Logix, but Italy just flipped it. Wait, what was Belgium doing while Logix was occupied with what was happening in Italy's backline? Now taking down both the supports, but Yukino just trades it right on back, switching onto the Echo as well. SkyTour resetting to join up with the rest of the squad, but Logix is actually still fighting for this point, taking down Yukino.
Like, Italy, I don't know how they snake it down there. I think it's Chimera that ends up taking it, but I mean, Belgium, you have to be kicking yourself because you had all these ults and you don't even get the chance to use them in a favorable fight. They still have, you know, a massive ult economy they can come back in here with, but they're gonna run out of time to use it. They might be able to find this kill onto Rajan, and then they'll be good, but they need to find it.
Yeah, the rally from Kate Comey does come through. A lot of that extra overhealth and huge shield to try and just save off SkyTour.
I appreciate the massive new Prime sub as well, my friend.
Good anti onto SkyTour, and Mikan is going to finish it off where Chimera is, rather, but still chasing after, and now the pulse bomb in play. Mikan is doing so good, taking down Chaba solo, and now without the pocket for Shira. Shira is so vulnerable. Now the stick onto Potanova as well. Italy
I think that's game. I think that's round for
Logix is attempting to
Italy.
and having to dash around the point with the blinks, but can't do much here. Chaba does go for the resurrection onto Potanova.
Wow, they're still touching. Never mind.
Available to keep SkyTour up as
and
he goes
has
for the
primal.
Wow. Overtime, but this is still so dire with the primal rage coming through, and the Valkyrie now expended and fading away for Chaba. SkyTour once again.
Holy shit! This guy's insane on the Winston. He got both supports.
Finally, they find Mikan, and SkyTour does find that back line, but it's still so tough.
Dude,
from
good
Italy's
Winston
side.
players are insane, dude, especially when they're
where lots of ultimates were expended.
They're primaling?
But Italy, they are still building up and so healthy.
Look at how expensive that was for Belgium. They literally had to throw everything in the kitchen sink at that. And Italy, like, look at their ult bank. They have nearly everything, including the kitchen sink. They don't have the rally, but you probably don't even need it because, like, what big damage is going to come through that you need to try and weather the storm with some of that armor and some of that overhealth? Not much, really. Like, maybe the Reaper gets a little too close and you pop it, but other than that, like, okay, they lose Rajan. All right, that's disaster. Back out.
What are you doing, bro? What are you doing?
But the clock is now no longer on Italy's side.
Yeah, ticking very, very quickly up to that 90%. There is a nano boost from Mikan to try and do a last-dish effort and save if it does come to that, but they can still kind of weather this out a little bit longer, wait for Rajon to rejoin them. They have 4 ultimate. The nano boost does go onto Rajon as he goes and dives that backline. Potanova taking a lot of shots, but because of Shira in that room, it's going to be a little bit tougher. Has to go ahead and pop the Primal Rage. Okay,
dude.
that is a huge pick onto both the tank and the Shira DPS. Now Chaba using the Valkyrie. Doesn't have the Valkyrie, can't fly out of that. It just has to fall off the map. The overtime slowly fades away as Italy turns that point over.
I mean, with that Primal Rage, Rajon just stomping on Belgium, turning them some Belgian waffles there. That was a great play there. It kind of felt like Rajon was like in a little bit too deep and was getting punished by the Reaper there, but he said, no, I've got the magic cylinder, all damage done to me, directly to your life points, and just stomps them all out. Plays a little bit of gatekeeper so Chaba can't get back up to the back up onto the point. Is gonna fall off, and I mean we're at 1-1 here on Ilios. We're going to Ilios.
51% Belgium, 49% Italy. That's a really close game.
Shira fall back to the Flyers, but it's also entirely possible that the Sombra comes out.
Roach,
if everybody could stop
my friend.
swapping heroes for like 1 second. Potanova,
so we could try and figure out what's going on.
Give me like just a second to break this down. All right, okay. Shira is indeed going back to the Flyer. Yukino going to match it. So we got an Echo for an Echo, but Yukino doesn't have a Mercy Pocket. We still have Mikan on the Ana.
Yeah, and Kate Comey has switched onto the Lucio this time around, a little bit less peel for the backline, but Belgium is kind of matching that with the Mercy Ana, so you have that little less peel for the backline once again, except in a different way. But Shira is going to have that extra damage, and Shira, because of it, takes down Yukino. Now Logic's going to look to shred into Rajon, who's taken quite a bit of damage. No anti-nade yet, so that healing is going to come in clutch from Italy, but they're not going to be able to get first touch. Still the contention is there. Oh, okay. What a sleep from Mikan, but still Shira will finish off with the help of Shaba by their side. Mikan unfortunately unable to stay alive. No peel there for Kate Comey. Like if Kate Comey was there on the brig, then Mikan probably would have been able to survive that, but unfortunately was not able to this time around.
I mean, maybe, but I mean, you did have both Logix and Shira trying to burst down, and it was like Shira that came through. The sleep is huge, but ultimately doesn't amount to a whole lot other than, you know, potentially a cool clip. But Belgium, they've got more than a cool clip. They've got the point. They've got 23%. They don't have a Mercy though. Mikan strikes back.
Okay.
Gonna go ahead and that's gonna clip Shira's wings just a little bit without that Mercy kitten up in the sky out of pocket.
Yeah, and Kate Comey has switched over to the Mercy as well, building up to the Valkyrie very steadily. However, Mikan goes down. That is so huge from Logix. Once again, finding Chimera as well. Mikan going down.
I think the first round is definitely going to Belgium, chat. I said it right now.
Without Mikan in the play, because Kate Comey just doesn't have that same kind of.
I'm calling it.
They're able to get a bit of extra.
I'm gonna show you guys why there's no fucking curse. Belgium takes first map.
And there's a lot of focus onto Mikan, and again, that's kind of the nature of this composition. When you have a Mercy pocketed or a Lucio just, you know, jumping around, you have a Mercy pocketing a DPS, you don't have the peel. You can see they're finally doing the same to Potanova, and they find something, but yeah, same thing. Mikan's getting focused down.
Yeah, and Yukino, on the other hand, finally finding that value on the Echo with the Mercy Pocket. Already having Potanova out. Now Chaba goes down in quick succession. Skytor uses the Primal to try and contest for the longer,
but he's C9. He's C9 the point,
man.
The
only thing that Skytor can do now is survive. Does so with the leap, and the heals do come in very quickly as that Primal Rage fades away, and Belgium in position now to try and retake for a contest.
Good shit, Izza, bro. I didn't even see that one.
Italy does that for free, too. They don't expend an ultimate, and they build up to all of theirs, so now they can stall this out, rotate the ultimates efficiently, and they should be home free on this map, but it's quite an uphill battle. 74%. Taking down Shira, though, that's a great way to start.
Yeah, Shira going down because of the Pulse Bomb, and now Rajon looking to harass Potanova out of the fight. Chaba does come in for a little bit of that extra peel, and there's just not enough damage from Rajon alone. Chimera on the other side still. Shira not allowed to play the game since the Mercy focused on trying to get the Winston off of their support, and it doesn't even work. Potanova still goes down as soon as Rajon refocuses on Skytor.
Shit,
Chaba goes
Rajon is really fucking good,
Shira
too.
hasn't been allowed to play the game
This
for
Winston
quite some
matchup
time
is
now.
actually
Italy
really
building up a
entertaining
good
to watch.
Percentage, almost up to 50 as well.
Yeah, but it's still a pretty good fight for Belgium because Italy expended 4 out of their 5 ultimates. They're only going to have the duplicate for this next fight, and Logix is going to have a Pulse Bomb.
Is it
I mean, even if you lose this fight, realistically,
I appreciate the massive prime sub, my friend.
You're golden. You just have to try and find something with this Pulse Bomb. And if you're able to find Mikan with the Pulse Bomb, honestly, you can just flip it right now.
Yeah, Mikan already getting very low from Logix as well. Skytour hopping up onto the high ground. Yukino is going to trade it for Belgium's own main support though, or flex support on that Ana. And it's going to have to be Mercy who has to keep the team up. But Chaba goes down because of Rejan and Yukino as well. Using the duplicate, they bled out the ultimates from Italy. However, in Belgium, that's good economy for them. Yukino does go down as Skytour comes back into the fight as well. Shira duplicating a Winston on their own and also able to get a little bit of extra damage before being forced out by Italy's tank. However, the disengage is there.
If you want to know who's going to win a fight at any given moment, just pay attention to which Ana dies first, because that seems to be the priority that everyone's looking at. If Poternova goes down, it's typically going to be Belgium falls, but if Mikan follows not long after or goes down first, and Italy, like, they don't really have much of a lifeline. That's a great sleep. Skytour gets punished.
Yeah, that was a sleep nade combo onto Skytour, and now they're missing their Winston, who has the Primal Rage in hand. Still not the contest from Italy just yet, but both of these teams are potentially in one-fight territory here. The contention is there from Italy now, and it seems like they're giving it. The point has been flipped. Shira, however, still getting staggered here, and now the rest of the squad has to go in with
99-99 chat. Map 3 of the fucking Koth, bro. Who's gonna win?
From all the dive that's been happening. Kate Comey still on the Valkyrie, though, on Mercy.
They have to touch. They have to touch. Wow.
Rayjon, they're missing that tank. They're trying to get the resurrection through, and it does go. Comey is able to get the resurrection off. Logix falls into the well off of that big leap, and the Primal Rage from Rayjon. That is insane! And now the Primal Rage has already done its duty. Yukino has switched onto the Pharah. The duplicate from Shira is there to try and get the extra tank in, but is immediately forced out by the Primal Rage, and now getting so low. No mercy pocket here, and they're trying to throw the nade up to try and defend the Echo, but there is just no way of healing with the Chaba and Poternova on Lucio and Ana. It is nothing to be done.
Wait, chat.
Already having
I just realized something.
High ground, that Symmetra teleport going to help them out with that, and now just fighting
it's fucking
low ground.
Sunday.
You don't usually see a lot of contention here until you're at the underpass, but Skytour is fighting very hard for that on Belgium's side. Ken going down to Mikan's nade though, and now a good sleep as well from Mikan, already very on point with the utility from the Ana here.
I'm an Ana one trick. I appreciate good Ana play, and Mikan, listen, you've got a promising future as an Ana player, buddy. I think one tricking this hero might be the way forward for you, because you're having quite an impact here. Constantly finding big plays with those nades. Speaking of which, there's
What's
another
wrong
big
with Sundays?
One from Chaba
I don't stream on
onto the
Sundays.
backline of Italy, but there's not going to be any follow-up. Skytour can't get there yet, but is going to go in now.
Still fighting for the high ground. Logix is really kind of just escorting this this payload, and there's not a lot of contention. Chimera does try, but it's the Tracer 1v1, and Logix is looking mighty strong in that regards. However, the rest of the Belgium squad now going to drop down and attempt to contest alongside their teammate. Chimera goes down. Logix in the back line just harassing out Kate Comey. Now Mikan left undefended, but there's not much to be said here for Italy's back line. As soon as Rayjon fell, no tank for the contention, and point A without much of a hitch.
I mean, we always talk about how clutch Logix is, and, you know, to be clutch, you have to be an opportunist, and damn if Logix isn't the ultimate opportunist.
Are you going to take a non-Overwatch World Cake diet off instead? I know you don't. I'll probably take tomorrow off. We'll see.
Be the one to get the final blow, to show up in the kill feed, and that's what Logix excels
or something.
at.
Well, Monday or Tuesday, someday during the week, probably.
Enough damage comes through. Expect Logix
I want to sleep in. I want to sleep in and go to the gym. I haven't been going to the gym because of the World Cup.
Now the rally does come out from Italy's side. They're trying to stave off the damage, but Rayjon has gone for the Primal Rage, and Chimera as well with the Pulse Bomb when their tank is just preoccupied with trying to harass their own back line. Italy, they take that
opportunity. Maybe I take Tuesday off because it's 4th of July.
Teams. But Logix, once again, opportunist that he is, just escort the payload a little bit further before dashing off.
And it's quite the opportunity to get out a dodge with your life there. Italy, though, I mean, Belgium used both support ultimates, and Italy were able to weather the storm, and now Mikan has the nano boost, so they can definitely get this going. And more importantly than that, they've got Yukino up on the high ground, this very, very oppressive high ground that has been just so difficult to break through. Despite the map changes, it's still no easy feat as an attacker to go through these choke points, especially when there's an Ashe just constantly being a threat from on high.
Ooh, Skytour though, with the Primal Rage, just knocking Yukino and Mikan out of the equation. The Nano Boost does go out at the last second, but it fades away without finding much value. Skytour, on the other hand, finding all the value in the world. The backline of Italy just shredded by the Tesla cannon, and now in control of the high ground in the airplane hangar.
That is beautiful. I don't know if a contest is going to come out. It does, yeah. Chimera is able to go out and touch the cart. A Bob to go on. A Bob on either side. One of them taking a nap, but that's okay. They're both still contesting the cart. Skytour being forced back here. If Italy stabilize, they can retake the high ground and dig their heels in just a little bit. I mean, that also looks like a juicy dive target for Skytour there.
Yeah, and Ken also following.
Yo, I'm gonna be honest with you.
In from Skytour, both of
I don't talk about this a lot
are now down and
because I'm not really a tank player. But this tank fucking these two tanks on each other's team, Region and Skytour, they have been really fucking fun to watch this game.
On the other hand, though, Belgium, Ken is building up to the Bob a little bit faster.
Yeah, just a little bit, but I mean that might not be the biggest thing in the world. Typically, you want to use the Bob at like the right opportunity. You're not gonna want to like throw it out like all willy-nilly. Like it's one of those ultimates that gets its max value at the right time. So I mean, Ken having it at the right time is gonna be massive, but they might not even need it. They might just win off the nano here.
Yeah, that nano onto Skytour going to allow him to get so much damage. Once again, they're so focused on Skytour.
Wow, he didn't use his primal. That's crazy.
From the Ana alongside the anti forces the disengage. Now with sleep onto Region though, right after Primal Rage comes out, and that's going to be good and allow Belgium some breathing room. Chimera is still getting focused down from Logic, but Logic's has to retreat a little bit further. Skytour having the Primal Rage now with the anti through. The sleep goes on to the Winston, however, still disengaged to try and defend the backline as the nano onto Region allows them to harass the backline of Belgium. Keikomi did use the rally to try and force themselves forwards a little bit further, but Ken is able to take that down and out.
I mean, and now you're looking at Yukino, who has actually matched up to Ken's Bob charge as being the only real thing that Italy still has. That was a very bloody fight. Oh, I mean, only a couple people died, but it was expensive overall. Like, this Bob is the only real lifeline for Italy right now. It has to be massive, and Belgium, they have time to build up to more than just Ken's Bob.
Yeah, Belgium, they have 2.5 minutes left over, and nearly 3 minutes, and the Bob does come through.
That's great placement.
For Belgium's side. That is really good placement, though, from Yukino. And now, both of the Bobs now out of the equation. Yukino's Bob not finding too much. Yukino, however, finding Chimera.
I mean, Logic finds nearly everything he needs. The sleep dart onto Skytour just goes a little bit wide from Mikan there. Chaba's very low, might fall, but is actually able to hold on. Italy, they need to find something. Yukino is the only real threat right now. Region contesting the point, so Belgium aren't home free, but it's not looking great for Italy.
Yeah, Region finds Chaba in exchange for that DPS on Italy's side, and now the Primal Rage from Region does come through. Belgium,
wait, is that a Soldier 76?
That rally to try and stave off a little bit of extra pressure, and Ken's actually switched onto the Soldier instead. Logix and Skytour in tandem, just diving onto that backline. Mikan trying to get that little bit of extra survivability on the Kiriko. Comes in
Dude,
with
this is a mess. Look what's going on here, man. This looks like a mess.
Onto the Reaper as well. A lot of the panic switches from Italy's side. The Primal Rage expires without finding too much of anything. There's also the Reinhardt now for Region, saving off that pressure from the Soldier, but it's not going to do enough.
There's no way. There's no way. Belgium.
Right in their faces as well, with a little bit of extra CC. Round 1 completing with a full capture and 1 minute to boot for Belgium.
I mean, Italy did a pretty okay job of bleeding time off the time bank there, but at the end of the day, a minute and 12 to finish out Watch Point Gibraltar is still... It's still pretty good. Belgium are definitely going to be happy with that, especially with how that kind of just snowballed in their favor pretty much for forever. Like, there was a little bit of a stall out in hangar phase, but not nearly enough of one as you expect to see on this map. And again, like a little bit of a slowdown on the end there, but not enough to really like throw the wheels off the bus for Belgium. It just keeps rolling forward. Just a little, you know, a couple little speed bumps. You don't really got to worry about it. Logix is definitely being the opportunist that we're making him out to be. He's, you know, finding all these low HP targets, especially the backline being an ever-present threat, being a pest, being something that Mikan and Katakomi have to be worried about at all times. And again, if Skytor just like goes in and hits a lot of cleave damage or Chaba lands a big nade, you better believe Logix is not going to be far behind. And that's something that Italy have to always be aware of. Their head needs to be on a swivel or Logix will take it off.
Yeah, Logix is also just so mobile around the entirety of the map and the objectives. One second he is on the back line of Italy, and then the next second he's just contesting the cart and pushing it forward. And Italy
now
is like, where
did
the tracer go? And it turns out
Have a good night,
he's just
Zayra.
contesting objective. And now he just runs
Sleeping
away
right
with his
now
life
actually
because of the
sounds
link
so
with the tracer.
fantastic, bro.
And they're going
I
to
could
go
take a
ahead, use the
fat
symmetric
fucking
again
nap
onto
right
the high
now.
ground. Yukino switching onto the Echo is going to be interesting. Ken is really going
Bro,
to have to
what?
look for it and put a lot of pressure onto this Echo, especially since Yukino doesn't have that mercy pocket, really making sure that Mikan stays up with the Brigitte pick.
I mean, it's going to be interesting. We're definitely going to want to keep an eye on the Ken versus Yukino battle, but Skytor also getting really low, so you definitely have to pay attention to that as well, because Mikan is always hitting these big nades. A lot of them might be defensive, but I mean, sometimes that's enough. If you can just keep the monkey off your back and survive, you've done enough. Chimera, though, can't keep Logix off his back, does not survive. In Italy, their way forward just got a lot more treacherous.
Oh, Rajon trying to regroup with his supports, but there's just too much pressure from Skytor and Logix up front. And once again, Belgium, they stall out this cart, they contest that high ground, and then Belgium are going to have to find another way to just force them back into their spawn, while Italy is looking for the high ground control once again.
And they're gonna have a real tough time with an unpocketed Echo to try and gain that high ground control, because even if Ken isn't hitting headshots and finding the kills, even just a little bit of damage is gonna force Yukino to have to try and play a little bit slow. You know, look for Katakomi to get like one of those armor pack cookies there, or maybe for Mikan to get an angle, but that's not as reliable as just having a mercy.
Yeah, you're really going to have to fall back on the biscuits from Kate Comey to keep up, and Mikan's really focused on trying to keep up the rest of the ground DPS and the tank as well. Logic's looking to contest a little bit more. They've made it past the underpass at the very least, and there was a little bit of that anti onto Italy's backline. Mikan does eventually go down with a follow-up from Skytor, and Chaba using only the nano in order to get it done. A very inexpensive fight from Belgium's side.
And whenever Mikan's health bar gets low, it's not even just Logix, like Jackals, the Hounds, they all collapse on top of him. And as an Ana, there's only so much you can do. You only have one nade, and you only have one sleep dart.
This is a good fucking defense so far.
You are dead meat, and I mean, Belgium, the carnivore, is just constantly going after it.
Belgium
like,
is fucking popping, bro.
On the brig, they can't really protect him from all that pressure. And at some point, you kind of have to look and think that, like, okay, the DPS kind of maybe need to do a little bit more to peel some of that pressure back, put a little bit more pressure on Belgium's backline, but Chaba, up until now, has been safe as houses.
Yeah, it feels like Chaba hasn't been feeling that pressure that Italy has, and Mikan is definitely public enemy #1. Now the Bob out from Ken, Skytor taking down Yukino in the rally as well. A lot more ultimates expended, and they are bleeding a bit more, but Italy on the other side, they don't really have too much to use. They have this Primal Rage now from Rajon, looking to get a little bit of that extra damage, and Logic has expended and invested the Pulse Bomb to find a pick onto Rajon, and however, Skytor now taking out the Primal Rage, looking to harass out the backline. The
bro, like, look at this shit. What is he swinging at?
Trying to keep them up. There's a lot of damage
catch up
from the primary fire on Mikan, but just
look at this man. Look at this man. He's gonna die, but like,
try and get
Jesus Christ.
Finally does fall after getting a little bit too deep into Italy's backline, but it's still so much value from Belgium. On the other side, though, this is a very expensive fight for ultimates.
Yeah, but like, I mean, Belgium have the spawn advantage. I got, like, you know, that rally from Katakomi, that was just not it, Chief. You kind of needed to hold on to that. You can't really use that without, you know, a big beefy health bar to kind of like amplify with that overhealth. And without that on the field, Chaba has a nano, Chimera has a pulse bomb. There's nothing else.
No, bro, that's two. That's two.
This might be the end for Italy.
Chimera does find Logix at the very least a little bit of pressure off of their backline from that Tracer, but Skytor finding Mikan once again. Mikan is probably like off the charts with the amount of deaths that
he's gonna die. He's gonna die at 96%. 96%, bro.
Alone, but without Logix on his side, he's not able to stave off the damage from Yukino. Yukino actually finding an excellent shot onto Chaba as well. They're gonna have to fall back on Potonova's Inspire and the little biscuits for that sustain, but because it's only just Rajon who's contesting the objective, they get to go ahead, use that rally, overtime fades away.
That's a GG's, chat.
And Belgium